What's going on, guys? Back with another Wizards video. Now, I wanted to have a heart-to-heart with you guys. I haven't uploaded a video in a couple days, and it's because I was doing a lot of thinking. Watching the last couple Wizards games. They had a close game against the Bucks, but Scott Brooks blew it, as usual. Play the Bucks again tonight, but they got destroyed by the Grizzlies again. That's just a bad matchup for them. Thankfully, they don't got to see them again this season. But I was just thinking, looking at, the top teams in the conference and just looking at teams like the 76ers or even the Knicks who have new head coaches and have found new life. Or even the Hawks who have been on a win streak since firing their coach. It made me think and start to think about what can the Wizards really do to compete? And not just compete as into just get into the playoffs, but to actually make some noise. Actually be a dark horse or be a threat. To potentially make noise because they're nowhere near that right now. And, coaching is one thing, yes. Firing Scott Brooks, I think, is a step in the right direction. I will always say that. I will continue to say that. Even when the Wizards were on their winning streak, I still never really gave Scott Brooks a bunch of credit. I gave him credit because just naturally you have to. But I think that firing Scott is a step in the right direction. And I wouldn't even say firing him because this season it's not happening. Even if they make the playoffs, we know it's not really they're not really making any noise. Compared to if they make it to the AFC and they gotta beat the Nets. Come on now. That's 4 games and the Wizards are done. Maybe 1. But Wizards may get 1. But so you can honestly just hold on to Scott Brooks throughout the season. Let the contract expire. Move on. Find a new head coach. It will be a travesty and a crime against humanity for Scott Brooks to be signed to a contract extensions for simply making the playoffs. If the bar is that low, I have no more faith in this organization. That's as simple as that. But coaching is one thing, like I said, but you need the talent and you need the roster to really contend. Like the 76ers always had, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. They had the stars there, but Daryl Morey came in and fixed that roster around. Got the coach in there, and they look like a whole new team. Whether Ben is not playing or Joel is not playing, they got good pieces. They have a good team. Guys know their role. Guys are playing in the right situation. And I'll just think about what can the Wizards do to even be up there with a team like the 76ers. I'm not even talking about the Brooklyn Nets because they're on a whole different tier right now. I'm just talking about like a team like the 76ers, or even though the Celtics aren't the best this season, but even the Celtics, I just don't know what the Wizards can do outside of a big splash signing or trade. It will have to be a trade, I'm guessing, that will bring, this fan base and this team to new levels. And the question is, who would that player even be, number one? You could say Karl Anthony Towns if the Timberwolves ever started shipping him out or looking for trade partners, etc. If he wanted to move on, Karl Anthony Towns will be a great fit. One of the best centers in the NBA. But, just going off the Wizards' past, they don't make big splash trades like that. You can say the John Wall, Russell Westbrook thing. I feel like that was just more of they wanted to get rid of John and, start on a new path. More than them actually bringing in somebody, who's still in their prime and young and can really help be a big piece into bringing them to that next level. I just don't see the Wizards ever pushing to spend the assets that they need to spend, whether it's draft capital, etc. The Wizards are a very, very, in my opinion, conservative organization. They're not aggressive. They may spend the first round pick here to get somebody, like when they spent the first round pick to get Gortat or to get Morris or to get Bogdanovich. I mean, but they don't really, you know, John Wall wanted them to make a move for Paul George. Never happened. You know, they tried to push for Kevin Durant, but he never seriously considered the Wizards as an option. He just didn't want to come home. But the Wizards got to do something if they want to compete. You know, seriously be a threat. To seriously be a threat. You know, and you know what the crazy thing is? You don't need like 3 superstars or all these superstars on the team. You can do it with, you know, 2 stars and a bunch of other veterans and, you know, young guys as well. A good mix, similar to the Phoenix Suns. You know, the Phoenix Suns are very good. I don't see them being better than the Lakers. You know what I mean? I just don't see that. But they have a good mix of, they got their 2 stars, Chris Paul and Devin Booker. And they got their mix of vets and young guys. They got Cameron Johnson, young guy. They got Jay Crowder, a vet. They got DeAndre Ayton, young guy. You know, they got a good mix. And also, guys are put in the correct position. Guys are coached up well. I feel like the Wizards have a bunch of guys, and we all know this, the Wizards have a bunch of guys who aren't in the right positions and just aren't comfortable with their role. We see them with Rui Hachimura in the game against the Bucks. Bradley Beal isn't playing. Rui Hachimura steps up, and he has the best game of the season. I mean, why does it take Bradley Beal being gone for Rui Hachimura to get involved in the offense and to get more shots up? And you still see the late game issues because at that point it just became like when it's Russ and Brad, it was just Russ and Rui. It was just, and Rui didn't even get, you know, back into the flow in the fourth quarter like that. It's just take turns, iso ball, stagnant offense, slows down. This is where the Wizards collapse late game. And I just feel like like it's one thing to, you know, want to compete, but it's another thing to want to contend, you know. And right now, the way the Wizards are moving, I just feel like they want to compete. They don't want to actually contend. They just want to compete. And they're happy with just competing. But, you know, the goal should be you want to contend. You want to be in the running for something. You don't want to just compete to get somewhere. You know, compete to, hey, we got in, yay! You know what I mean? You don't want to just be in that, you know, I'm just happy to be here stage. You want to actually get in there and make some noise. But I mean, these are just some thoughts I've been thinking about. I wanted to share with you guys. Make a quick video on it. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think the Wizards need to do? Do you think, because the Wizards aren't going to tank. They aren't going to blow it up. They're never going to do that. You know, so they have, the only choice left is to make a move. You know, to do something. So let me know what you guys think. You guys think, what move would you like to see? What do you think the Wizards need to do to be an actual contender for something? To be an actual threat in the conference? You know, does that take a rebuild and to start it over with a new front office, etc.? Or do you think a couple trades, they need to get aggressive? What do you guys think? Let me know. But that's all I got for you guys in this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.